Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Sid, aka Vicious274, coming at you with another episode of Every Sneaker Pickup Has a Story. Now, in my last video, which was a while ago, and I apologize for that, but things happen. But what I have done is, if you want to catch up on some old pickup videos that I've done, I created a playlist called Sneakers, and it's all my videos that I talk about sneakers, how I got into sneakers, and then my recent pickup stories that I did prior to these. So if you want to catch up on some of my old pickups, they all kind of like lead into one another, so it'd be a good idea to do that. But in my last video, I talked about how getting shoes for retail in 2021 or 2022, sorry, was a bit of a headache. So I thought, why not give a resell shop a chance? But before I came to that decision, I was going on my regular hunting tools, which was like Kijiji, Facebook Marketplace, and Toronto Shoe Exchange. And the shoe that I'm going to be talking about is this one right here, the Air Jordan 3 Georgetown. This shoe wasn't really on my radar, but it's it's funny how this came about. So here's the thing. I was scrolling through Kijiji as I normally do. Actually, no, I was Googling some Jordans. And when you do a search on Google, they always bring up other images of things that you're not quite looking for but are similar to. And this sneaker popped up. Now, this sneaker wasn't on my radar. And when I saw photos of it, I was like, you know what? It's pretty nice. Let's do some research on it, on what the value is right now, and see if anybody's selling it. So I did, I saw that the market was selling them for around the $400 range, and started doing my searches on Kijiji and on Facebook Marketplace, and for the life of me, there were people selling this sneaker, but not in my size. My size is a 10.5. I was even looking for used in good condition. That's how much I wanted to get the sneaker at that time. And they had size 10s, size 9, 9.5, 11, 12s, and they were all going for about market price, like between the $350, $400 range, but nobody was selling a 10.5. And so I said, you know what? Let's check out some of these resale shops. So I went to go look online at I'm going to put this down for a sec. I went to go look online, and even these resale shops didn't have that in my particular size. They had other sizes, but not in my size. So one day I'm strolling through a mall, not my local mall. This is a mall in Mississauga. And there was a resale shop that just recently opened up there. I'm not going to name the names because I'm not, just not going to do that. And I just said, you know what? Let's pop in and see what they got. And wouldn't you know it, they had this sitting on the shelf. But with the luck that I've been having, I was like, yeah, they're probably not going to have a size 10, 10.5 either. So I look at the bottom, and the price was about market, $400. And so I went up to one of the associates, and I said, listen, by any chance, do you have these in a size 10.5? And he was like, you know what? I think we do. And I was like, whoa, okay. Maybe my luck is changing. So he comes back to me and he's like, yeah, I do have these in 10.5. And I was like, ooh, I just picked up a pair of sneakers last month. Now I'm going to pick one up again this month. Let me talk to the wife about this first. So I called my wife and I was like, babe, I found the shoe. They have it in my size, and it's pretty much at market right now. So she was like, if you think it's a good deal, and I mean, if it's a hard to find sneaker, go for it. My wife has been very supportive on this journey with me. But I've been also doing some things to recuperate the funds that I've been spending. But anyways, so she was like, yeah, go for it. So I picked them up, and here they are. They were DS because I got them at a reseller. I mean, not all resellers only sell DS. Some sell used as well, but these just happen to be DS. Now, I've had so much history or so much experience with buying from private sellers. So whenever I saw the price, I was just so used to paying that price. For some reason, when I went to go cash out, I completely forgot about taxes. And them being a retail store, they have to pay taxes, so they have to charge tax. And so this did come out to more than $400. The ticket price was $400, but with tax, it came out to $452. And if you watched my previous videos, I said that I would never spend more than $500 on a sneaker. That was my budget. This has been, to date, the most that I've ever spent on a sneaker. Now, usually when I get into that, start talking about how much I spent on a sneaker, I go into what's the value of the sneaker now. And on StockX Canada, it's right now, I think a size 10.5 is selling for, I think the lowest ask was about $450. So pretty much even to what I spent on mine. The difference is that's $450 without the taxes, without shipping, and without StockX fees. So after all of that is said and done, you're looking at well over $500 if you're buying it off of StockX. So I mean, in my eyes, I'm still breaking even on this sneaker. But again, I don't buy sneakers strictly for reselling. I buy sneakers to wear them. As you can see from here, the outsole is completely dirty, so I do wear my sneakers. But I do like to keep an eye on the value for in the future. If I want to maybe, say I'm bored of the sneaker and I want to sell it, I can kind of gauge how much I could sell this for used, comparing it to how much it would be if it was brand new. So yeah, if you wanted to buy it off of StockX, you're pretty much going to be spending well over $500. But this isn't where the story ends. So in previous videos, I've always mentioned to basically that I would not shop at resale stores. And I'm going to explain why. After this experience, there was another experience I had that kind of solidified my decision not to buy from resale shops anymore. I mean, I can't say never, but it would be the last resort. I personally prefer to go in, see the shoe, but I would rather do that with somebody who's selling privately. A resale shop would be my last resort, and this is why. A few months later down the road, another shoe dropped that I was not interested in, but my wife was. And it was a Nike Dunk. I don't think it was an SB Dunk, but it was a green paisley. So the majority of the shoe was white, and it had like a green paisley swoosh. The heel tab is green. Green is her favorite color, so she really liked this sneaker. And I said, babe, I'm going to try my best to get you this sneaker, but the way the market is right now, shoes instantly sell out, and it's really hard to get. So fast forward, sneaker drops, of course, took L's everywhere, couldn't get the sneaker. But I was like, hey, you know what, babe? Let's go check out that store where I got this shoe from, because their prices seemed pretty reasonable. They were selling at market, so let's go see if they have them. And so we waited a while until we were in the area again, because it's not quite in our area. And then we happened to be in the mall, and this again was a few months down the road. So I said, let's go in. Lo and behold, they had them. So I believe the market resale for that Dunk at the time was around the $300 range. And so I pick up the shoe and I look at the ticket price, and I was like, this can't be right. So I became that guy that goes to resale shops and compares ticket prices to market prices. I became that guy. So I called the associate over and I was like, my man, come here for a second. And he goes, yeah, how can I help you? I said, this right here is listed for over $500 for a Nike Dunk. And he was like, yeah, that's the price. And then I took out my phone and I was like, but Market has it right now for my wife's size, which is a size 8 women's. So she is a size, she generally wears a size 6 youth. And they were asking $500, maybe even a little over $500 for the Paisley Dunk. And I was like, Market is at like $300. How are you guys selling these at $5? And he's like, well, you know, we have rent, we have employees, we have all this overhead and this, that, and the other. And I was like, listen, I get that. I'm a businessman myself. I have my own business. It's not a sneaker business, but I have my own business. I know what it's like to have to pay rent, have to pay bills, and all that. I get it. But $200 above market is not paying bills. That's just straight up gouging, in my opinion. Some people may see it differently, But for me, that's how I saw it. And I said, are these prices firm? Is there any wiggle room for negotiation? And he was like, no, straight up firm. That's it. There was no wiggle room. So I was like, you know what? Fine. Told my wife what happened. Oh, sorry, she was there, but then I told my wife that we can look on other sources, like the ones I usually use. Kijiji, Facebook Marketplace, this, that, and the other. Prices were cheaper than the brick and mortar resale shop, but then my wife started thinking, do I really want this shoe that bad? Does she want to spend that much money on the sneaker? She likes shoes, not as much as I do, but she's very, very choosy when it comes to what she's going to spend her money on, and rightfully so, because in my opinion, that much money for that shoe, it's not worth it. So Dunks at that time were way overpriced. They've come down a lot since then, but they were way overpriced in the resale market. So needless to say, she didn't get the shoe. I got her a different shoe that she was even more happy with because I was able to get it for retail. It's super comfortable shoe, and she loves it. And it was all green, not just white and green. So, I mean, that was my experience, and that's why I say in my videos I used to say don't go to a resale brick and mortar, but in my opinion, it should be your last resort. Because, when you're flipping through Kijiji and Facebook Marketplace, or even Toronto Shoe Exchange on Facebook, you may come across a sneaker that you're not even considering buying, but then you see it and you're like, But that's a different story. All right, guys, so hope you like this video. Thanks again for watching, and wear your sneakers, because that's what they're meant for, and keep them loose-laced. Peace.